No, it's a brilliant play, and it goes to show you how egregious some of the government spending is. Now, this is all under the auspice, the idea that supporting our allies and supporting the people that
right,
that are democratic in freedom,
Some of it is
ideological partners is probably the way to put it, but there's a lot politically that goes beyond that. But let's move on to Bank of America. Bank of America warned consumers they would be pushed to the quote point of pain, end quote. And CEO Brian Moynihan,
he was
says
somebody needs to hand him some current data.
He says we now reached that point. This is the same guy who no more than a year ago was like, I don't see anything on the horizon. It's a problem. Consumers in great shape.
Yeah, we're a consumer bank.
He was doing ayahuasca, some shit in Wyoming at the last banking conference, and he's out there going, look, man, I just feel aligned, man. I love you all. The consumer's in great shape. Our deposits are increasing.
Yeah, imagine going somewhere and there's a shaman.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is.
Walking around, Brian.
I know his name.
What's his name?
Come on, man. Jamie Dimon.
Oh.
He's walking around.
He's the shaman.
Brian, drink this ayahuasca. It'll show you the way. By the way, your bank fucking sucks. I'm going to buy you in a year and a half when you fail. You know what happened at First Republic. Too much ayahuasca. Bad trip.
That's what happened, yeah.
All right. From the Fortune article, it's a message now echoing in every corner of Wall Street. Consumers have finally run out of steam. Well, not from the article, just from my heart. Bullshit. Because guess what? Consumers' spending was up, and that's what propped up the 10-year number and started spiking back up again because everybody in the economy was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, man.
So not necessarily true, but that's not something that's uncommon with Brian Moynihan speaks. It's usually half-truths. So let's continue to parse through the information, shall we, Saied?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. It's also an eventuality Bank of America has predicted since March when... What? March?
Yeah.
When analysts warned that the Fed would push consumers to the point of pain in order to tame inflation. And now, according to the Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan, that time has come. Speaking to CNBC's Squawk on the Street, Moynihan said, the way consumers are acting is consistent with a low-growth, low-inflation economy, which the U.S. saw from 2016 to 2019. Sorry, Brian, that's the wrong answer. It's actually similar to an economy in 2007.
To 2010.
That we also know is the Great Recession.
Right.
But don't worry, more on that to come. I'm going to prove Brian Moynihan wrong with a little thing called data.
Oh, so good.
Hurts me to hurt you, Brian.
Really.
I wonder if he listens to this show like these motherfuckers are at it again.
No. Somebody tag him.
Yeah, he's like, listen, Wolfgang, I want you to listen to this podcast and tell me what it says while you're cooking me dinner in your skirt, goddammit.
He's got an Instagram, right?
No, he does not have an Instagram.
Bro, Jerome Powell's, he's on the IG?
Yeah, come on. These guys are too rich for that.
Yeah.
They pay somebody else to go stalk somebody on Instagram. They don't care.
They don't care.
What is he going to miss out on when he looks at Instagram? He got no FOMO.
Come on. He's going to miss out on all the cool reels.
He's the kind of guy who wake up and be like, you know what? I want to buy a Ferrari. And just go buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. He's the kind of guy who's like, you know what? I want to retire and just do nothing. And can do it.
And can do it, yeah. Yeah. He's done well for himself.
From 2021 to 2022, that spend grew by 10%, Moynihan said, and began dropping to 9% in the first quarter of 2023. Now that growth figure has dropped to 4.5%, he added, signaling consumers are either too nervous to spend the money they have or have less in their pandemic-boosted savings account to sustain their spending levels. Quoting Moynihan directly, that is the same of September and October, Moynihan continued. That growth rate is consistent to where we were in 16, 17, 18, and 19. He can count, apparently. Which was a low-growth, low-inflationary economy. Consumers' activity has slowed down. It's slowed by half, and that means the consumers are being slowed down by the interest rate environment and all the stuff going on. So basically, this whole dog and pony show by Moynihan was to try to co-sign Jerome Powell, his boy JP.
Yeah. Him saying that consumers may be too nervous to spend their money, as they should be. They should have been too nervous over 6 months ago.
This guy's so detached from how consumers live
in
the mainstream of society. And his data is so flawed, it just pisses me off to no end.
Yeah.
And every single time this guy speaks, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, what analyst in your bank is prepping you for this shit? Because that guy needs to be fired.
Right.
Or girl or person or whatever.
Right, exactly.
It's so bad. And then, of course, Peter Schiff tore him a new asshole with his comment about unrealized losses, which we already talked about. So all grain of salt for Bank of America.
Right, exactly.
Haroon, now if you care to walk me into the next article.